folks, Mad Outdoorsman here. This video we're going to talk about a total grid down situation, an EMP attack that could potentially happen here in the USA, especially with the fucking pissing contest that's growing bigger and bigger as each day passes between the USA and Russia. And a little side note with Russia, they have very advanced technology when it comes to EMP. Arguably, probably the most advanced nation on the planet when it comes to EMP attacks. So let's hop into it. So everybody, if you're a prepper, everybody's situation is different. So I'm going to tell you what I would do during a grid down event. Mine might be different from yours, and it's just because of my circumstances. Okay, so I do live in a city. Okay, and if I woke up tomorrow morning and there was a grid down situation, I'm bugging out. I ain't getting out of the city. Okay, and that decision is going to be made rather quickly. I mean, I'm talking just a few hours, and my goal would be to be out of that city preferably before sunset. Alright, and I'm going to get into the reasons why. I'm going to break it down to as best as I can. The main reason, and I know I've mentioned this before in previous videos, but it's something that, I live by. It's population density, folks. Alright? I need to get away from people. Alright? People are a threat. They are dangerous when all hell's breaking loose. Alright? Another big reason where I am located, I have to cross bridges to enter and exit my city. Okay? The city that I live in is surrounded by water. Okay? And the closest bridge, the path of my least resistance to the closest bridge, that bridge is a mile long over water. Therefore, I have a bug out location. My bug out location is out in the woods. It's secure. I have 80% of my preps at that bug out location. Therefore, that's where I'm headed. Now, there are some factors that I got to consider if I'm facing a grid down event due to an EMP attack. My transportation. Alright? My truck. I have a 2019 model pickup truck. Okay? My truck's not going to start in the event of an EMP. Alright? For those of you that don't know, what an EMP entails, it pretty much anything that has a computer chip or a circuit board that causes that thing to operate, it's fucking fried. Alright? therefore, I will have to consider traveling out of the city on foot. Alright? So that's why I go back to, I have to be out of the apartment within a matter of hours. Alright? I won't be able to turn on a TV. I won't be able to turn on the news. Cell phone service will be non-existent. There will be no information coming in. Unfortunately, I do not at this time own a ham radio or a CB radio. It is on my wish list. And reason being, ham radios and some CB radios will be operational during an EMP event, grid down event, so therefore I'll be able to get information into regards to what's going on. But a good indicator would be if I get in my truck and I can't start it and nobody can start their vehicles, it's a telltale sign that we're experiencing an EMP attack. So as a result, I get my bug out bag and I don't let the door hit me in the ass on the way out. Alright. Daytime movement, exiting the city would be paramount. Alright, why? Well, it's common sense, folks. Nighttime is when all the fucking hoods come out. Alright? Looting will start. People are gonna get shot. People are gonna get stabbed. The city police are gonna be overwhelmed with responding to calls. And if I'm getting fucking stabbed in the gut or fucking jumped out in the fucking street, I can bet my bottom dollar that the cops ain't gonna stop and help me. Alright, so I'm on my own. So I'm grabbing the bug out bag. I'm grabbing my fucking shotgun and my pistol and my hunting knife. I'm strapping the fuck up and I'm hitting the road, Jack. And again, the goal is to get out of there before sunset. And if for some reason I can't, then I have a decision to make. Do I move tactfully slow in the undercover of darkness? Or do I wait until daybreak? That's a decision that I would have to make at that moment in time. But I'm just gonna stick with the fact that I'm hoping to move during daylight. Okay. So my bug out bag has a one-person tent attached to it, a sleeping bag. I have a tarp for a tarp shelter. I have everything I need in that bug out bag to get me to my bug out location. Alright, my bug out location is a 53-minute drive from where I currently reside. Okay, 53-minute drive, folks. Alright. So if I'm moving on foot, it's gonna take me a while. So I know I'm gonna need to camp out on the way. I'm gonna need to understand that I have to have enough food and provisions for my trek. Alright. Time is of the essence when you're bugging out in a grid down situation, because at first, most people aren't really gonna know what's going on. it's just a given that most people are just naive or ignorant to the fact of what is actually happening. Most people are going to think it's just a fucking power outage, and they're probably going to stay put and do what they do, whatever that is, you know. And then they're going to find out the fucking hard way when the power's not coming back on and there's no transportation and they're running out of food and starving and killing each other for a box of fucking fish sticks. But as a prepper, you should know what time it is. You should be aware of what's happening. So you got to get the fuck out with the quickness. All right. This is why I prep, folks. All right, because I'm not ignorant to the fact of the very high possibility that we could experience a grid down event such as an EMP attack. Okay. Again, this is what I would do. You know, everybody is different. You know, not everybody lives in the city. Some of you folks live in rural areas out in the country. All right, so your option might be to bug in, hunker down. You know, maybe you have land that you can live off of. You can hunt. I don't have that option here in a concrete jungle. All right, it's gonna be chaos. All hell's gonna break loose. Store shelves will be empty because of looting. Every type of crime that you could think of will be happening. Murders, rapes, kidnappings, gang activity. You know, it's going to be a very tribal environment when it comes to gang activity and that kind of fun stuff. And Mad Outdoorsman doesn't want any part of that. This is why I have the setup that I have. You know, that's why it's good if you're in that bug out camp like me. It's good to have your bug out location relatively close. You know, not fucking 4 hours drive away. You know, that's not cutting the mustard for me. So moving forward, yeah, my biggest obstacle will be exiting the city. And my travel to get to my bug out location. You know, I gotta make sure I have enough food. I gotta make sure I have enough water or have access to water supply on the way, right? You know, bodies of water. That's why it's good to have a map. To know the layout of the land, you know. Maybe I myself might have to loot along the way, you know, but I'm not going to be stealing fucking cell phones and fucking iPads, you know. Mad Outdoorsman's going after water. But that depends on the circumstances. If I get held up, if I get delayed in some sort of way, I have to think of all scenarios when I'm bugging out. Right? Especially with an EMP, and there's no way for me to drive. But once I reach my destination, my bug out location, I'm going to be doing pretty good. Like I said, I keep about 80% of my preps there. I keep some of them here in the city. Some people might disagree with that. They might say I should do 50-50. But I work hard for my preps, folks, and I want to leave as little as I can behind. I know I'm not going to be able to take everything out of the apartment. So it's all about planning. You got to plan accordingly. You got to plan carefully. And that's just that. My bug out location is set up in a way where it is away from people. There is a shelter. I have cookware. I have means to cook. I have means to store food. I have means to grow food. I have plenty of water sources. Okay. So that's my goal, is to get to the bug out location. All right. So yeah, I touched on looting. I touched on crime. Again, people are a threat, when they're desperate. So let's flip it. Let's say I decide to stay. Let's say I don't have a bug out location and I want to hunker down. Well, folks, when there's a grid down event and you're living in the city, utilities get shut off. There's no running water. My cooking options will be minimal. I have a grill. I've got a propane grill. And once that clock starts, and what I mean by that is once the clock starts, I'm tapping into my preps, and they're only going to last me for so long. And now I have to think about fortifying my apartment. I gotta think of how I would defend myself. So all these variables for the option of hunkering down and staying put here in the city, it's just, they're too many. I'm not part of any MAG or mutual assistance group, where, in other words, a mutual assistance group is a group of like-minded folks like myself that are preppers. I am, and it's an unpopular opinion here in the prepping community, but I am a lone wolf when it comes to being a prepper. It's just me and my girlfriend, my living girlfriend. I do have a family outside of her. I do have 2 grown kids. One of them lives with my ex-wife. And they are on the same page as me. And they also know and understand that if the shit hits the fan, that they will bug out to my bug out location. So we'll all have to get along. But But that's besides the point. So yeah, just too many mitigating factors and variables that I just don't want to fuck with if I stay here in the city. Okay? Too much shit to deal with. So I'd rather hit the road and take that chance. All right. Anyway, folks, everybody's different. Everybody has a different point of view. I probably could have touched on a little bit more in this video. I'm going off the top of my head here. I should have used notes, but again, this is how I do it. It's on my mind. I want to get it off my chest. Perhaps I'll make another video and put more emphasis into what exactly I'm going to do at my bug out location, and all that fun stuff. But just to give you an idea, all right? So, and real quick, I should have thrown this in at the beginning, but when I was talking about how people are just ignorant to the fact, folks, it's a fact that 90% of the population will starve to death within the first 3 months of a grid down event. All right, let that sink in. 90% of the population will starve to death. All right, the other 10%, guess who they are? They're preppers. All right, this is why I have this channel. This is why I make these videos. All right, people might think I'm fucking crazy. You know, people that I know that subscribe to this channel, maybe are laughing at me. Maybe you're saying, take the tinfoil hat off, Ray. Folks, we'll see. All right, I know I'm gonna be okay. I want the same for you. All right. Anyway, folks, that's all I have for tonight. If you like this video, I would appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel. Perhaps hit that thumbs up button on the way out. Be greatly appreciated. That'll help me grow. That'll help me get the message out to a bigger audience. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I am not here to make money. All right, this is just my information and my knowledge and the fact that I've been prepping for the past couple of years, and I just want to share it with you. All right, so take it for what it's worth. Hopefully you learned something from this. All right, Mad Outdoorsman, thanks for watching.